When it rains in Singapore, water flows smoothly into well-planned drainage systems.
ogeysiis magaalada Nairobi joogta Nairobi ayaa halis ugu jirta inuu daad qaado.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. كل تعلم صاحب بيال إدلانتي مركز جوجتين صور هذا رئيس نيروبي إسرائيلية مالمهان حالة مستهلنو كلي هذا منطقة جرجاركا مدحضة ريركي دمانتو دوحيليهن شعبكي يسنبنانكو أصابحن عملاد وأي حنتها يسدو كلان روب هلس أي أسلا مركز نيروبي كدوي دونو صور هذا صاحب بيال haddii ay tahay markii kugu horeysan soo boqoto janaak subscribe noo sar muuqaalka noo leegaray qaybta commentiga faafahinta nagu wadaag saacadii ugu dambeysay waxa warbaahinta Kenya la isla dhexmarayay madaxda Kenya xitaa ay ka soo hadlaysay leeyihiin shacabka reer Nairobi is ilaaliya oo waxa socdo ama mataqaanaa cimilada laga dareemayaa roobab halis ah in Nairobi ku soo socdaan in biyihii mataqaanaa ay bahala soo raacaan halis ah sida nyaxaas iyo libaax iyo masas waxaas ay soo raacaan marka waxa la leeyahay reer Nairobi is ilaaliya yani xaaladu ay ka sii diraysaa roobabkan halista badan shacabka halis ku yihiin qaar kamid ah dhibaan roobkii ka du'ay Nairobi ee nyaxaasyada watay mataqaanaa dhammaan warbaahinta caalamka ay soo wada qaadanaysay ilaa Nairobi roob halisa ka du'ay hadaba roobkaas mid ka daran ayaa soo socday leeyihiin roobkan yarka ay arkaysiisa maalmihii ugu dambeysay du'ay ee Nairobi ka du'ay muxuu ahaa nyaxaasyada iyo masaska lagu arkay dhowr iyo 10 qof ku geeriyo torto marka hore intuu ku geeriyootay nimcadii alla keenay Allah u naxariisto laakiin waxa weeye hadda madaxweynaha Kenya waa uu ka digay sidoo kale madaxda qaar reer Kenya waxa ay leeyihiin dhammaan shacabka ay soo bixin sidoo kale hay'adaha gargaar yani soo hadlayo leh Nairobi dadka ku sugan ay mataqaanaa buushashka yaryar ee degan ee biyaha mataqaanaa haddii ay u soo galaan qaadi karaan dadkaasi waa in sida ugu dhaqsiyaha badan gargaar loo fidiyo ay leeyihiin oo yacni roobabkan imaanayo waa roobab halis ah masas iyo sidoo kale xayawaano kala duwan ayaa la socdo sidoo kale biyahana awood ayay leeyihiin oo xilligii ay markaasi yimaadaan waxaa la filan doonaa ay leeyihiin in markaasiiba ay dadyo fara badan mataqaanaa guryo fara badan oo cariish ah ay isla markaasi sii qaado doonaan marka Nairobi waxa ay ka digaysaa in shacabka ku nool dhammaan waxay doonaan noqdaan kuwa Soomaaliyeed haddana kuwa luqadeeda fahmayay ee Soomaaliga ah u digaya hadda kulli waxaan leeyahay muuqaalkan haddii uu ku soo gaaro Nairobi maalmaha waxay ku jirtaa maalmo cabsi ah haddii ay madaxdeedii kaga digaysay leh ay leeyihiin ha bixin cimiladii xun roob halis ayaa markaas Nairobi ka dooyi doono yaana kaaga hor dhicin muuqaalada aanu daawano reer Nairobi oo isla markaas saacadii ugu dambeysay isla dhexmarayay roobka halista ay soo dooyi doono
ogeysiis magaalada Nairobi joogta Nairobi ayaa halis ugu jirta inuu daad qaado waxaana sheegay governorka Nairobi Sakaja ayaa sheegay dhaamkii Nairobi oo dhan biyaha ay ku xaroo jireen inuu halis ugu jiro inuu yani ooda soo goosto kadibna wuxuu dhahay haday sida dhacdo nolol badan dad badan ayaa dhamaan doona oo reer Nairobi ah marka wuxuu dhahay waa inaan maxaa la sheeg laga hortago oo dadka meelaha halista ugu jira dhaamkaas inuu soo gaaro ay ka cararaan laakiin hadduu asaga dhan wada goosto reer Nairobi oo dhan way u dhamaatay noloshooda maadaama yani biyahan baalkan la sameeyay u dhaha 1953 dib habeen laguma sameeynin dawladdu waxa rabay inay mar wax ka qabtaan laakiin ilaa hadda waxba kama qaban oo dadka ay leeyihiin waa inaad ka carartaan dadka xagee aadi karaan waxa kamid ah xaafadaha list ugu jira waa Kibera Langata Nairobi South maxalla South B meelo badan Embakasi meelaha soo dhan waxay halis ugu jiraan inay maxalla yani biyahaas ay qaadaan maxalla sheeg halistaas ay ku jiraan marka hadda dad xaafadahaas degan oo maxalla xaafadaas la sheegay ay sheegeen yani inay halis ugu jirto biliis xaafadaas iskaga carar oo maalmahan yani roobka zaaid ku da'ayo ka dhuumo xaafadahaas nafsadooda halis ay ku jirtaa waa maasantii biliis video si share garay Soomaaliya dhan anaga hadana Soomaaliya dhan hadana ma dhageysan newska بليز فيديو سيشر كره سيدي Soomaalida meelahaas degan dhan anaga raisliya degan isli waxba igama girna soo qoraysa laakiin haduu bahalkaas fakado oo Nairobi oo dhan biyo qaad anagana wana qaadayo ogta ilaa isliiba Nairobi un bay ka tirsantay marka bليز فيديو سيشر كره copy link ka taabto sidoo meel fiican u gaaro Soomaalidana meelaha yani xaafadaha degan ay u badbaadaan newsna ma dhageysano saa u ogaano oo maxaa la walaalahan kale ay u badbaadaan walaalaha naftiisa badbaadi oo video سيشر كره ina soo follow gareeyo maasantiin
Nairobi County imesema that Nairobi Dam imejaa na it can burst anytime soon. Na kubust ni kumaanisha itabeba manyumba za watu sana. Unaona what happened to Salai in 2018? The same thing. Ilikuwa ni flooding, kukakuwa na watu wakafunikwa na maji, watu wakafunikwa na mchanga and people died. So the same thing inasemekana it might happen to Nairobi Dam kwa sababu the rains zimekuwa happen for the past few weeks zimefanya overflood na sasa capacity yake na hata its infrastructure haiwezi kuhold kwa sababu hii dam it has not been renovated for over 40 years. So vile tu ilitengenezwa ndivyo tu iko bado in the was it 1970 or 1950s, one of them, but anyway bado for over 40 years haijaikuwa renovated. But the same government inaambia watu wa Kibra, Nyayo High Rise, Lang'ata, watu wenye wanakaa tu karibu tu na mpaka imefika mpaka huku kunaitwaje Embakasi pipeline, pia wao wameambiwa pia wao kunaweza kuwa na chances of kunaweza flood huko in the coming weeks. So now the government, instead of giving its people solution, kwa sababu ani watu naambia watoke, kama mtu wa Kibra unamwambia atoke aende wapi? Why are you telling people to go? They have families, they have children. Ani watu unawaambia watoke hapi au watu wote. But instead of the government creating somewhere watu wanaweza kusik help in case of this happens. For example, wanaweza tafuta stadium, wanaweza tafuta hata wanaweza weka Kasarani Stadium, Nyayo Stadium, hata hiyo yenye wanatengeneza saa hii Raila Odinga Stadium. They can set up rescue camps penye watu wanaweza kuja hata they stay for a couple of days before after the dam burst. But for them they are not giving any solution. Wao wanasema to just be prepared. How, Mr. Governor? How? You're supposed to create solution. That's why the government is there, to create solution even for those people who cannot be able to create solutions for themselves because of limitation of money, movement, anything. You're supposed to create solution for them. Si kuambia ondokeni ama mtajua hamjui. You can't talk to people like that, like ni lazima mtoke, msipotoka mtakufa. You create solutions, waambie tokeni kujeni hapa. It won't cost a lot. Maybe one of your apartments is even more costly than what it will cost you to save all those lives. Kwa sababu kama hiyo dam itapasuka, Nairobi iko in so much trouble kwa sababu if Solai caused that much damage, sasa imagine in Nairobi, na vile Nairobi iko densely populated. Imagine Nairobi. So guys, stay safe. Kama unakaa karibu na Nairobi Dam, kama look out for that news ndio uone kama your area imekuwa mentioned at iko na high risk of flooding, and stay safe guys. I think your life is more important than anything else, so just stay safe.
Salam guys, I'm still following up on Nairobi Dam, how big it is, because news out there is it's already full to the brim. So I'm trying to get more information. I want to know the history of Nairobi Dam, the fact that Nairobi was actually built on a swamp, as they say. So I have a lot of research that I need to do. So guys, keep calm, be patient. If you live within the vicinity, because this thing is quite hella big. And then another thing, I want to challenge the government. Ile kidogo nimeona imejaa inaitwa water hyacinth. That thing. What are we teaching our kids in school? Nimeona mwingine ananiambia amezaliwa 1822 in Nairobi na hajui kuna Nairobi Dam.
Saizi niko na wasiwasi. Nilipata report from WRA about Nairobi Dam. Nairobi Dam started in 1953. If Nairobi Dam was to burst its banks today, we will lose so many lives. And we issued a notice. Kuna watu ambao lazima itabidi wasonge. So I know a time like this, wale akina Tobias and Ballard na wanasiasa watakuja kusema msisonge, msitoke. But when lives are lost, we'd rather do the right thing, not because of politics, but because of the right thing to do, and to solve that 130-year-old problem.
Authority to Nairobi residents on Saturday calling for the immediate evacuation of people living in areas near Nairobi Dam as heavy rainfall is expected to persist across the city. Now, intense downpour is forecasted in several parts of Nairobi, highlighting the risk of floods and possible dam failure, even as water levels continue to rise, prompting an urgent government advisory.
The Water Resources Authority has directed the immediate evacuation of residents in Kibra, Nyayo High Rise, Dam Estate, Langata, Nairobi West and Madaraka after Nairobi Dam showed signs of possible failure. Areas including Mukuru Viwandani, South B, Pipeline, Embakasi and the industrial area have also been placed on high alert due to the risk of downstream flooding. Nairobi Dam remains choked by water hyacinth even as high-rise developments continue to spring up near the dam. Some residents are still living in close proximity despite the evacuation order. Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has warned that the dam is full to the brim, citing a report from the Water Resources Authority. He cautioned that any breach could have devastating consequences and urged residents to evacuate immediately, emphasizing that saving lives must take priority over all other considerations.
Saizi niko na wasiwasi. Nilipata report from WRA about Nairobi Dam. Nairobi Dam started in 1953. If Nairobi Dam was to burst its banks today, we will lose so many lives. And we issued a notice. Kuna watu ambao lazima itabidi wasonge.
Speaking during a church service in Gikomba, Sakaja defended the ongoing evictions, attributing Nairobi's flood challenges to years of poor urban planning.
So I know a time like this, wale akina Tobias, Sanballat na wanasiasa watakuja kusema msisonge, msitoke. But when lives are lost, we'd rather do the right thing, not because of politics, but because of the right thing to do and to solve that 130-year-old problem.
The National Police Service says it has stepped up emergency response operations as heavy rains continue to pound many parts of the country, with ongoing search and rescue missions to assist affected communities. In its latest update, the service confirmed that the death toll has risen to 81, with Nairobi the hardest hit, accounting for 37 fatalities.
Elsewhere,
Nairobi Dam iko wapi exactly? I know the general vicinity area, but I can't quite map it in my head. As in, naiona lakini sioni. But Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja amewarn that Nairobi Dam is about to break its banks. Na watu wenye wanaishi along your path washapatiwa evacuation orders. Na kama utajaribu kuignore your orders, kama unafikiria unaweza survive wewe ni Makamende, you better go on YouTube. You better go search eyewitness testimonies ya wale watu walipitia through the Solai Dam tragedy. Sikiza story zao. Mi kwanza niko na story moja that is still stuck in my head the first time nilisikia hiyo story. Buda ki narrate vile vitu walipitia. Alikuwa nasikia tu sauti tanda nini, then suddenly there were no lights, there were no nothing. He was fighting for his life. Anajaribu kushikilia mikono ya watu wake, bado anajaribu kusurvive, na he lost that battle bana. But alisurvive yeye. Yeye alipoteza familia yake yote. You better heed to this warning, because if you don't listen, what are dead in Nairobi?
I have come across a report by the Water Resources Authority that about a day ago, they made an announcement, an alert to the people of Nairobi, that the Nairobi Dam is flooded, like it has a risk of breaking apart and the water overflowing. And it's a dam that was built in 1953 and has not been done a lot of maintenance that it requires. So structurally, it is also not very good. And the places that they have mentioned that they should move to higher ground is Kibera, Nyayo High Rise, Dam Estate, Langata, Nairobi West, and people who live in Madaraka. And then they have listed another list of people who they need to stay alert. Be on the lookout for anything. The Mukuru slums, South B, Paipu, Embakasi, na people who are in Inda. Is this being discussed in your neighborhood WhatsApp group? Some of you people are relying on God. You know, hope is not a strategy. Guys, please stay safe. Do not gamble with your life.
It is not well this Sunday. Number 1, up to 12 bodies have been found in a public cemetery in Kericho, in one grave. So there was a mass grave, and someone dumped those bodies there. The authorities are yet to determine who those bodies belong to, and so we'll keep following the story. Number 2, Raphael Tuju, a former a cabinet secretary, a politician, and a high-flying businessman, went missing, disappeared on his way to Ramogi FM for an interview, or rather a media appearance. Mans has disappeared, him and his driver. So his car was found dumped within the current vicinity, Miotoni Road. Nobody seems to know where he is. But we've all been seeing his wars on air recently. So it's hard to guess. Number 3, the Water Resources Authority issued a notice dated 20th of March, which was Friday, just basically warning residents that live around Nairobi Dam, the Nairobi Dam, to evacuate to higher ground. So these estates include Kibera, Nyayo High Rise, Langata, Nairobi West, Mbagathi, to evacuate because danger is looming, essentially. Now, in other countries, when something like this happens, sometimes they put up shelters. So like now, for example, Nyayo Stadium would be a good, if it's not within the flooding zone, it would be a good place to put up a center where people are able to go and find supplies, right? But because we live in the country we live in, they're basically saying, evacuate Amuta Dedi. No solutions, no alternatives, just you're on your own, at least tuliwaambia.
Hiya, let's get straight to business. Our topic of today is Sakaja. Our subtopic is Nairobi Dam. Okay. So, Sakaja alitoa report jana akisema ati Nairobi Dam iko karibu kujaa, na kama unaishi in the area, hama. Tena niambie Nairobi Dam iko wapi? Iko Kibera. Hiyo area ya Kibera iko hapo. Haya, house affordable, hizo manyumba zilifunguliwa juzi, ni za wapi? Ziko tu hiyo area. No, let me ask you, wakati these people walikuwa wanajenga hizi house affordable housing, hawaku consider that hii dam inaweza burst. Tuachane na hiyo. Surrounding areas za hizi dam ni Langata na Socdo. Sakaja anasema ati if you living around the dam unafaa uhame. Uhame uende wapi? Mind you, watu walingezi affordable housing ni the people who really can't like hawako that well off. So meaning ukiambia watu wahame, wanahama waende wapi? Unless you guys have other affordable housing, mali standby watu waingie huko. Sijui kama mnashikanisha. Haya, now someone tried to explain to me, mbona hizo other previous years kumekuwa kukinyesha, kumekuwa kukiflood, but si kuflood kama hii yenye ina happen this year. Mnashikanisha kweli? If is one person mwenye anafanya nina boil under my skin apart from the main ni Sakaja. Ati Sakaja anasema ati yeye anaingia 2 term. Ati yeye atoki kwa hiyo kiti. Mr. Dimples sir. Maliza kazi yako utoke. Lakini let me ask you, now tuko hii topic ya governance. Nani ndo anaingia next? Tunavotia nani next? Like as governor of Nairobi, trust me, if Eric Omondi was to vie for governor, angekuwa shachukua kura yangu ama Sonko, because those are 2 people nimeona wamefanya kazi mob. Eric Omondi ako hapa, vote Eric Omondi. If he's going to vie, let me tell you, he has my vote. Now the main question is, who are we going to vote for president? Kila mtu, the moment mtu before ingie kwa hiyo kiti anakuanga mzuri, anaanza kupeana false promises ati I will do this, but the moment umeingia kwa hiyo kiti ni kama kuna shetani hiyo pesa, unakula pesa uko like bas uko stoki. So guys, mniambie muna election nani for president? Like I do not know. Mimi nimeangalia watu wamesema they're running for presidency, hakuna mtu mwenye naona anafaa vote yangu. My vote, my voice. Ama ni my voice, my vote, Miss G. But yes. But anyways, come on, unaishi Nairobi Dam, please. We really don't want to hear any more death cases. Juman wase wamededi. If lad wase wamededi, please. Nimewambia Nairobi Dam iko Kibera. Surrounding areas ni Socdo na Langata. Yes.
When it rains in Singapore, water flows smoothly into well-planned drainage systems. But when it rains in Nairobi, the city almost instantly transforms into a temporary lake. The downpour, which began on Friday evening, quickly overwhelmed by drainage systems in several neighborhoods across the city, sending water levels rising rapidly in Kenya's capital city. The downpour, which began on Friday evening, quickly overwhelmed drainage systems in several neighborhoods across the city, sending water levels rising rapidly in Kenya's capital, a city widely regarded as county's economic hub. Social media was on the better part of Saturday awash with commentaries attacking Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja over what many termed as failure to fix the drainage and sewer systems, leaving residents counting heavy losses. Others took to X Spaces with a storm of criticism, sarcastically placing Nairobi chief inside floods in a satirical post, dressed in a suit holding a shoe in his hand and smiling as he manages flooding city. Criticism continued to pile up online, with President William Ruto's former advisor Moses Kuria also weighing in, saying, "I have said consistently that you cannot administer Preton where surgery is required. Nairobi requires a new governor." Tonight, the Nairobi naval forces have taken over the flooding city. Anyway, what does a villager like me know about the city? Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna also took a swipe at the Sakaja's leadership, accusing the administration of failure and calling for an urgent overhaul of the Nairobi city's drainage system. Some of the videos shared on social media paint a dire picture near the expressway, Kenya's pride in infrastructure. Yet, beneath the towering highway, residents are seen clinging on each other, struggling to stay safe in the face of disaster, largely blamed on the city's poor drainage system. This is not a new problem. President William Ruto, while signing 80 billion shilling partnership agreement with Governor Sakaja, acknowledged the dire state of Nairobi's drainage system.
Tulikubaliana na watu wa Nairobi, hii Nairobi haiwezi kuwa mji wa takataka. Today, my friends, let's be honest with ourselves. Nairobi River is a sewer, right? Right, going through the city. The center of the city is a sewer line.
But in the face of such shocking scenes and recurring disasters brought by heavy rains, the question remains, will there be ever a lasting solution to Nairobi's chronic drainage crisis? For some residents who never made it back home alive, that answer may have come too late.
We? Hii ilikuwa jana usiku. CBD kuliflood tena. Ni kama ya last Friday. I don't know the problem. Kukinyesha mvua ya 2 hours ama 1 hour, CBD kuna flood. Je, mvua ikinyesha for 1 day, 2 days ama 3 days mfululizo, si tutazama kwa maji? But niliangalia history ya Nairobi. Zamani ilikuwa shamba ya Wamasai na ilikuwa swampy area. So maji ilikuwa inakuja inakaa hapo. For that all time hatukupata solution. I don't know if it's poor drainage. I don't know. Hata mvua kidogo kukinyesha, Nairobi kuna flood. Ni kama maji ya Nairobi mzima inakuja CBD, City Center. Guys, solution itapatikana nini? Imagine hii mvua inyeshe for 2 days ama 3 days mfululizo. Si Nairobi mzima itazama kwa maji? Hii ni shida inafaa kuadresiwa haraka. Mvua kukinyesha mingi mfululizo for 2 to 3 days, kwisha sisi. So, County Government of Nairobi, national government, kindly intervene this problem haraka, itatuletea shida. Yeah.